Pokimane's been getting a lot of flack as of late, given her comments around the Twitch versus Kick situation. Her saying she would turn down $10 million from Kick to actually leave Twitch, which apparently left a lot of people very upset. Now, Nadeshot took to a recent podcast to address this, and I would say a lot of points that agree with our previous video on this around the Pokimane situation. Although she did make some very valid points about her feelings, a lot of people brought up the morals and ethics part of the clip, as well as her calling if she signed to Kick, it would be her doing some cringe things. I've played the clip over and over again, but just for context, here it is.
Nope. No, and it's not because I got like $10 million. It's just because I'm good as I am. Why would I compromise my morals and ethics for more money when I have money? Something about that is so cringe to me personally. Like, I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right? For me to do cringe shit when I have my, I can't. Like, ew. Can someone put this into words better than I can? It's almost embarrassing.
And in a previous video, I tried to explain XQC versus Pokimane, how both sides made some valid arguments, both sides made some not so great arguments, and for someone like Pokimane, a lot of those arguments get just blown up out of proportion. It is pretty crazy the things that Pokimane does that just get dragged through the mud. I'm talking about tens of thousands of likes and millions of views on Twitter, although she can certainly word things better, all right? Ultimately, where I stood on this is her point is valid. She's allowed to turn down money from a platform that she thinks is below her morals or ethics to join. It's the dragging on of the conversation and the going on of talking about morals and ethics where I think other people perceive it as she's kind of coming from some righteous spot, which I don't think she means, but the longer she talked about it, the more she kind of dug herself in a hole of how people were going to take that clip and stretch it every which way. Something that Nadeshot does agree with, but he has a few different words on this. First and foremost, curious what you guys think about this. Nadeshot says, Hasan, Pokimane, anyone, if someone dangled a $100 million bag in front of you to join Kick or some other venture, I think he's of course trying to stick to Kick here, he's saying that they would take the deal. Would you guys? And do you think Poki or Hasan would?
Look, man, I've got a lot of respect for Hasan and Pokimane. You know, we're not going to talk about all the stuff that Hasan has been wrapped up with like Doc and Nick Merckx and all this, but specifically for the Kick situation, look, man, I definitely think that people streaming on Twitch, all the crypto betting, certainly incentivizes younger kids to be more interested in crypto gambling. Like, I know personally people that should not have been gambling online, but because it's so easy to gamble with crypto, they did it when they could not afford to do it, and it has not worked out well for them. But I just think, and these are two schools of thought, I guess. This is me trying to see both sides of the fence. Nowadays, with state sports gambling being approved, and it's been growing over the last few months, last few years, no matter what, even if XQC never touches gambling at all and the entire website is backed by stake, no matter where somebody goes on the internet that's like 15 years old and impressionable, if they're looking for it, they're going to find it. Got to be honest with you. I'm not pressing their morality at all. If somebody offered Hasan and Pokimane $100 million, I think they would take it.
Yeah. And he goes on to elaborate on this Pokimane situation, in particular to the XQC versus Pokimane Hasan debate, which drug on. Again, we have a full breakdown of that whole interview on this channel in like 10 minutes or less. That interview went on for 2 hours. So there was a lot to take in throughout that. And what he says is, you know, she makes a lot of valid points. He gives her a lot of due credit, and he gives her a lot of props for being rich. She'll be rich for the rest of her life. She has some very valid points and is a very smart businesswoman. But he thinks that sometimes it's the tone and how it comes across to people that kind of gets her flack online.
Exactly. It's hard to say no to that.
The biggest thing I think with Pokey or some of the clips that I've seen is that she knows what she's talking about. Like,
Oh, for
Pokimane
sure.
is a very intelligent individual.
Yeah.
I just think her tone is what people latch onto. It's already tough to have strong opinions as a woman in gaming
Yeah.
that is predominantly male,
Yeah.
like a male demographic. Because no matter, she could be singing the fucking gospel that is objectively absolutely true in this scenario, and people would still give her flack.
100%.
And it sucks that she has to like think about her delivery. But I think sometimes, just at least in the few clips that I've seen around the kick and XQC situation, the reason why, beyond everything I just said, that people are jumping on her, it sounds a little passive aggressive. Like, people are saying, oh, she's salty that she didn't get the bag, yada, yada, yada. Pokimane's fucking rich.
Yeah.
And she's going to be rich for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Like, she has hit that upper echelon, made enough money. The internet, for the most part, loves her. And I understand why she voices her opinion. And I mean, I suppose at least she's consistent in terms of like the morality behind her opinions and the decisions she makes.
Yeah.
I know I keep using that word, but people definitely jump on her. I just think it's the tone sometimes.
Yeah.
That's just my objective opinion.
Yeah.
Because again, I think Pokimane actually makes a lot of sense, and I know she's really smart. But sometimes you just gotta. And that's not even advice. She don't need no fucking advice how to handle her business. That's just my take.
Well, she's spitting facts.
I ain't turning down $100 million, bro. You got me fucked up, brother. I'll go on there and I will crypto gamble 24/7, dude. At that point, man, it's the parents' fault. Hey.
And what he says is passive aggressive. I think that's how I kind of labeled it, as it's the way that can be perceived by a lot of streamers out there. Again, when she ultimately said she wanted to turn down $10 million to join Kick, that's all fine and dandy. It was the way that it was said, where even I heard the clip and I was like, oh, well, prepare for war. Because nowadays, unfortunately for someone like Pokimane, the position she is in, it's just all eyes, all targets on her. And I think Nadeshot in particular kind of agrees on these points, giving proper credit to Pokimane and what she has achieved and where she is at in life, and also making valid opinions and points on things. Unfortunately, sometimes it's the way it's digested by the audience or her tone on the overall situation. Regardless, what do you guys think? As the Kick versus Twitch argument does continue, that's the bigger point here, okay? At the end of the day, we could talk about Pokimane, Nadeshot, XQC, Hasan. We'll keep on doing that here on the channel. I don't really care too much for it all. Got to cover it, right? I care more about the future of both these platforms, and the ongoing discussion between the two is just so interesting. And I hope to continue to break those points down here on this channel. It is so interesting to see these Kick streamers versus Twitch streamers and how this is all going to play out. Will it actually differ from the Mixer situation? Kick CEO Eddie told us that they are certainly not Mixer. So we'll wait and see. What do you guys think? Take care of yourselves, all right? Don't take any of this too heavy to heart. It's at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, all right? Move along, drink some water and coffee. We'll see you back here in the next one that hopefully will be a bit more entertaining than this one, all right? Take care. Bye.